we as leaders have to walk the talk. So what it looks like, as cliche as it sounds, is role modeling it and being a role model. So I've seen a lot of examples, both good and bad, where a leader will say, I believe in work-life balance, and I believe you should take care of yourself and go exercise and be at home with the children and things like that. And of course, they never do it.
Hey, it's Relationships at Work, a leadership podcast helping you build workplace connection, improve culture, and avoid blind spots. I am, as ever, your host, Russel Lolacher. I am a communications and leadership expert, a couple of decades of experience in both those areas, but I also have with me something that you also have, curiosity on how we can make the workplace a better place. Welcome back. It's our Wednesday episode, so that means we must be getting into our relationship with our teams. This week, we're talking to Stephen Kohler, who's an expert and author when it comes to wellness, our self-wellness, our team wellness, organizational wellness, I think is a little bigger of a topic, but maybe it's around organizations and how they understand wellness. Well, you know what? Spoilers, that's tomorrow's conversation. Today, it's about part 3 of our 4-part conversation, where we get into the wellness of our team. How do we introduce wellness? We're doing the work. We're trying to understand what works for us. But how do we introduce that when it comes to a team setting and that diversity and those different aspects of what wellness looks like or doesn't look like? Well, these are great questions, and I think I asked a few of them of Stephen. So I'm going to shut up and let us get into the conversation right now. So we figured it out, Stephen. We've got wellness figured out for us. We know what it is. We're doing the work. We're committed to the work. And then we show up into the workplace and we're responsible for other human beings and their wellness to some degree. Even though I know we are responsible for our own wellness, as leaders, that is the human component. That is the human centricity in the workplace. So as a leader coming into the workplace, looking at these individuals that are the team, how do we introduce wellness into that environment?
I love it. And this is, again, kind of where we as leaders have to walk the talk. So what it looks like, as cliche as it sounds, is role modeling it and being a role model. So I've seen a lot of examples, both good and bad, where a leader will say, I believe in work-life balance, and I believe you should take care of yourself and go exercise and be at home with the children and things like that. And of course, they never do it. So the silence, or they'll say something like, yes, we shouldn't be emailing each other the weekends. But of course, they are the ones that then do that very thing, which create this whole culture and this signal. So we have to walk the talk. You know, one of the things, I'll give you simple examples that in my team, I will say something like, somebody will say something to me like, I'd love to go do X, but I have this meeting or something. You know, I'd like to be able to go exercise, but I've got this client meeting. And I say, go exercise, go do it. And I'm the boss, so to speak. And so it's about reinforcing and then role modeling the very values that we established and then reinforcing. And here's the trick. Saying no to something. You know, wellness ultimately, for the sake of this podcast, is about trade-offs. And so if I'm in a work setting and I'm a leader and I'm managing somebody else, rather than just giving lip service to wellness, I am willing to support you, let's say my direct report, by making a trade-off. I'm saying I want you to go do the thing that will make you well in favor of, quote, the work thing. I'm endorsing you, I'm sponsoring you thing, and I know that's going to have an impact. But I know in the end, it's going to make you be more productive and more engaged, which will make you ultimately be able to, you know, show up best as a leader at work. Yeah.
I know there's some teams, though, that will still be operating at a high level because they're throwing themselves into the work. Their productivity is fine, but their wellness is still not great because maybe something's horrible at home, but if they focus on work, it's okay because they can put that out of mind, but they are not in a good place. Mm-hmm. Is there any, and I use that as an example, but is there anything a leader should be looking for a team to show, you know, these are some signs that we might, regardless of productivity being as great as it is, that we may need to dig a little deeper?
Absolutely. The first thing, again, one of the areas I talk a lot about is this idea of listening with a capital L. And as leaders, one of the things we have to listen is with our eyes. We listen with our ears, but our eyes and our heart. So what does that mean in this case? Let's say I'm leading a team or I'm a colleague to a team member. I hear, when I'm working with somebody, stress in their voice. Maybe they snap back at me over something trivial. And I get curious. And I'm like, that's interesting. I haven't heard John kind of snap at me like that. I wonder what's going on. I see their body language. And I can see after a weekend, maybe they didn't get enough sleep because I see bags under their eyes. I feel the tension, right? So all of these are signals that I can then use to say, hey, John, you okay, man? Let me take you out for a beer, man. Let me take some coffee. Because I care about you. How are things at home, man? And they're like, oh yeah, man, things are not good. Things are rough. I'm like, talk to me. And so we can use all of these kind of listening senses to be there with others and then support them, whatever a relationship with them is, to get to a better place. So we might say, hey man, I know you're overwhelmed. Why don't I take something off your plate? You've got way too much on your plate. What can I take off your plate, man? So you can get out of here at 2:00, whatever. Yeah.
Thank you once again for joining us for Relationships at Work, a leadership podcast helping you build workplace connection, improve culture, and avoid blind spots. That was part 3 of our 4-part conversation with Stephen Kohler on workplace wellness. Excited to wrap it all up, put a bow on it for you tomorrow. We're going to get into culture. Because culture, organizational culture, they might have a different understanding of wellness. How do we introduce wellness into the workplace? Because we're all so different when it comes to what works, what doesn't. Anyway, that's a conversation for tomorrow. For right now, we'll wrap it up with that part 3. Part 4 is just around the corner. I look forward to sharing it with you tomorrow. Take care.